Oh, really.
Hello everybody. In school they make you read, and by reading you are rewarded with good grades. A high number. That's kind of backwards, isn't it? Shouldn't the reading itself be the reward? I think when you're forced to read like that, you condition yourself to dislike reading, and when you do it in your own time, it can feel like a chore. So what, I'm supposed to read and not get rewarded with good grades? Yeah, right. Maybe you feel differently, and that's fine, but 90% of the time when I start reading a book, I want to stop, because I just don't enjoy it. It feels like work. I don't like that, because for the times I do get sucked into a book, I really enjoy it. Getting enthralled in a good book is the best thing in the world. I love reading. It's just hard for me to get into books, and even harder to start reading one. Rarely do I ever stop what I'm doing and start reading. And it saddens me, it really does. I think about all these books I haven't read. Haven't read all the Wizard of Oz books, never finished Harry Potter. What the heck is Maze Runner? I watch all these movies, I didn't read the book, I don't know the backstory of this character. I don't know what that's a reference to. The average American reads about one book per year. So I know I can't be alone in thinking this. I like reading, but I feel like I've trained my brain over the years to think, this is work, this is bad, you should avoid this. But what would happen if you went out of your way and read a book, not once a year, not every 6.5 months, but every week? Every week a new adventure, a new world to immerse yourself in. I want to try that. I think it's different than being in school and having to read Dream of the Rood or some boring nothing story. I can read whatever I want, and there's nobody telling me what I have to read. There's no essays, there's no test, there's no pressure whatsoever. I don't have to read anything. I get to. At least that's the mentality I'd like to have by doing this. Maybe it'll suck in the beginning, maybe it'll feel like a chore, maybe it'll always feel like a chore, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. In school, your motivation to read usually comes from, you're gonna fail if you don't read this. That's no fun. I mean, you'll read, sure, but that's not a very positive motivator. That's like saying, yeah, you could play basketball with us, but your parents are gonna get eaten by bears if you lose. What would otherwise be a game is now something you just have nothing but negative feelings for. Alright, what if your parents force you to eat nothing but broccoli your whole childhood? Just nothing but broccoli. Are you gonna grow up and turn to your significant other and say, I'm thinking broccoli for supper? No, you're probably never gonna eat broccoli ever again. I don't want to have negative feelings for books, though. In turning this into something of a personal challenge, I think that'll help positively motivate me to see this through. Nothing bad will happen if I fail, and there's no obligation to finish this. It's just for fun. After a while of doing this, I'm hoping that my motivation will come purely from the reading itself. I want to get to a point where I feel, oh, this is fun. This is something I want to be doing. At least, that's how I want to feel by doing this. But that begs the question, how do you decide what books to read? Believe me, I gave this a lot of thought. And I think my biggest mistake was being in the mindset of, I have to read every book. I have to read all the books. I have to read the texts of ancient Rome. I have to read the works of Confucius. I have to read medical journals and dictionaries and biographies and novels and the phone book. You can't read everything. Just as you can't watch every movie or play every video game or see every anime ever. That's kind of cool, though. That used to make me so sad, walking into a library and seeing all these millions of books and thinking, I couldn't, not in 100 lifetimes, read all of these books. Walking to a movie store, I can never watch all of these movies. But I think that's actually cool. If everyone could just experience everything, that's kind of boring. Your taste in art is something that's unique to you. Nobody else likes the exact same things as you. You are unique, and I think you should seek out media that reflects your own personal taste and interests. There will never be someone who has seen all the same movies, played all the same video games, and read all the exact same books as you. In a way, the media you consume is part of your identity. Here on YouTube, you don't subscribe to everyone, you don't click on every video you see. You have a selection of channels that reflect the things you're interested in. I don't watch makeup tutorials, I don't watch a lot of unboxing videos. I think this is super obvious, but I watch YouTube videos I like. I don't have any interest in watching every video. I should feel the same way about other things. I've given this a lot of thought. I really stopped and asked myself, what do you like? Well, I like fantasy. With that said, I've chosen to read mostly fantasy books. There's no actual rules though, I can read whatever I like. That's the magic of reading outside of school, there's no one telling you what to read. Ooh, I could talk about what I'm reading here on the channel, maybe attract the audience of fellow lovers of fantasy literature. But hold on, is it even practical to read a book a week? How much time would that take? Well, the average book is, 300 pages long? It takes about a minute to read each page, that's 300 minutes. 300 divided by 60 is 5 hours. 5 hours divided by 7 days is 0.71 hours per day. 0.71 hours times 60 minutes is 42.6 minutes per day. That is very doable. 15 minutes here, half an hour here, it doesn't have to be all at once. But hold the phone, not all books are 300 pages. Let's say you have a big book, we're talking a sprawling epic, 857 pages we'll say. And you have 1 week to finish this. This is the worst case scenario. But let's do the math. So it's 857 pages equals 857 minutes. 857 minutes divided by 60 is 14.2 hours. 14.2 hours divided by 7 days is 2.02 hours. Even that is very doable. I probably spend, 3 hours or more each day on social media and watching YouTube videos. I can make the time. That is not an issue. I don't know, I'm just excited about this. I can't wait to talk about the books I'm reading and explore these worlds of fantasy. Will I succeed in this challenge? Well, there's no real victory here. The goal is just to read, and trying is succeeding. So if I can take the first step and just start a book, then I've already won. Zip, zip, zippity. Let me know what you all think in the comments banged below. Thanks for watching, as always. And if you're new here, subscribe and become an honorary member of Squirrel Country. You're always welcome here, partner. And as always, stay squirrely. Bye.